this guy Clav that did 2 streams for like 8 hours each and got like $30 in the total amount while he was averaging anywhere from 4 to 7K viewers, maybe.
Okay, yeah, hell no. That's not enough. That's definitely horrible. Adin Ross is slowly losing everything. I don't know if he's losing everything, but we're gonna check it out. Let's go.
What's poppin', y'all? It looks like what I said is coming to fruition now with Kick. It's almost like every step of the way it's been coming true. And Adin Ross, who has been pump faking leaving Kick for quite a while whenever he was in negotiations, he left the parent company of Stake, the partner company, the financier of it. He left Kick, or he left Kick/Stake, and then went to Rain, which is another platform. But while he was still streaming on Kick, and Rain is also the one that's sponsoring all of his events, like his most recent Brand Risk, that used to be sponsored by Kick/Stake. So what happened was, in the lead up to announcing his new deal, he was like, yo, I might go to Twitch. And then he's like, nah, you know, I've done a lot with Kick. Even with my new deal, they said they're still going to show me love, etc., etc. Well, now it looks like he's not too happy with how Kick has been treating him. And I'm going to play you guys this clip right now.
I do want to tell y'all some though, bro. On God, listen.
Okay.
Obviously, like, Priz knows about this situation. Cuff him, cheese, we spoke. I got a lot, chat. They up KPP so bad. Listen to this, bro. Literally, I got told yesterday, unless I'm gambling on Stake, they are not upping my KCIP. So motherfuckers don't even care about Kick no more. I'm just being real. That is crazy. I'm sorry. Like,
that's how they make a lot of their money, and they eventually are going to want people to get back into gambling. You know what I'm saying? They want to push that narrative. So, of course, you know what I'm saying, that's where they get a lot of their money, and that's how they're paying people. Yeah, I think do need to get out of Kick.
Literally straight up said, unless you're on Stake, we're lowering. Dude, I'm not joking. Clav made like $30, bro. It's cooked. On God, it's cooked. If you're not on stake.com, they lower your. I'm sorry. Yo, I ain't gonna lie, bro. That is so bad, bro. That's so bad. That's so bad. It's so bad.
Just go to Twitch.
You know what? Yo, that's why John said, hey, I'll pay for your Clippers. Whatever you miss, I got you, bro. Like, whatever. So that's what, if I go to Twitch, they'll pay for my Clippers on Rainbet, basically. But, bro, I ain't gonna lie, chat. That is crazy, bro. That is crazy. I hate doing that.
I bet it is.
But I built this from the ground up. Y'all did too. And I literally got told because I'm not on Stake, things are tricky, and that I can't get paid.
So here, Adin Ross.
I mean, he owns a small portion in the company, right? It's like a small percentage, or like however it was they described. But I mean, you don't actually own Kick, so I mean, yeah, you help build the ground up, but it's not all the way 100% yours. So yeah, they can still do what they want to do.
Talking about moving to Twitch, and keep in mind, this last Brand Risk that he did, it was in Nashville. He got a private jet to go there. Yo, this private jet thing is the thing that scares me about Adin Ross the most. I think Adin Ross is spending a lot of money. Like, I don't know what that guy's bankroll is like, but private jetting, consistently sending private jets to people when it's almost unnecessary in certain scenarios.
He got money.
Like, yo. But hey, I guess Nashville to Miami, maybe the jet is, well, not maybe. I don't know how much cheaper the jet is than a Miami to New York, or a, God forbid, Miami to LA. Listen, I am nowhere near at least 30 to 50K around there. Some people were like, yo, he used to average 100K. Listen, times aren't what they once were. I think Adin Ross is as famous as he was back then, but I don't think he has as many active fans as he has back then. And I think that's all part of this clipping culture that's going on right now that I may talk about in another day, but actually, I don't even know if I'll talk about it.
So you're saying because a part of the clipping culture is like a lot of like people who follow just from like shorts and stuff like that, and just maybe see him from clips, but maybe not have like a hardcore fan base that's like very, very huge that moves with him to other platforms and stuff like that. I could see something like that. I mean, he's definitely still like, you know him, you know, if you see a video of him pop up, you know exactly who he is, right?
To be honest, because it would take a lot of explaining. But right here, Kick also pays incentives for Clippers to make money to spread their streamers with the Kick logo. It makes a lot of sense. But in this scenario, he's talking about his KCIP or KPP. I think they are one and the same, which is Kick Partner Program or Kick Creator Incentive Program, the KCIP, where they pay the streamer based on the hours streamed on an hourly rate and the viewership that they hold. And
Which
Adin
is
Ross
good.
is talking about his pay is looking spooky. It's looking so bad that he would have to go to Twitch, because if Aiden's on Twitch and he's averaging, I don't know, 30 to 50,000 viewers, or let's say 30, 40K plus, you know how kind of bag that he would be making on there, especially with all of the ads running, which there are no ads on Kick. And I said this a long time ago, where I was telling people like, yo, where do you guys think the money is coming from for this KPP? This is a momentary thing. And KickChamp, one of our favorite accounts here, KickChamp/Academics TV, they're like Dark Cosmo and Wanda. Just
see, okay, so with Kick is really good if you're anywhere from a medium to small streamer. It's really good because you can utilize that program, right? And get paid based off of how long you're streaming and so on, right? There's certain benefits of how they do it. With Twitch, if you have a big audience that able to move the needle, you might as well multi-stream. I don't see why he's so hesitant to not multi-stream when he can do both Kick and Twitch. It seems like Kick doesn't care. It seems like they don't care about you, about what your input is for the company, your stake in the company. You might as well do multi-streaming.
Two different industries that are quite adjacent, but yeah, these guys are causing havoc in both. And this just shows he's like, oh, Kick pays Clippers to hype up their payout program using boosted payouts to make other creators believe they actually pay well. Which is funny because I think this same account was posting this type of stuff when Adin was shilling it. Because there was a point in time when Adin was like, yo, I just made 250K for one stream or two streams. And I'm like, this doesn't seem like it adds up. But here it says,
yeah, where's that 250K? Probably a jet. Maybe a jet.
Presenting bounty number 43, 3,000 per million views. Post the clip below. Expires Thursday, November 6th. That means 3,000 per million views for this bounty. Example caption: Asmongold reveals his Twitch and Kick earnings for October. Mention Asmongold and his Kick earnings. Video attached below. So what's the point of this? And let me just space it out. So initially, I was saying that Kick, they brought on Adin Ross, and it was just a free-for-all, right? It was like, yo, you could do anything on Kick, say anything, etc. I said this was not going to last very long. They were going to tighten the grip, but that's what they had to do. And they also gave 100% of the subscriber revenue to the streamer. So on Twitch, it's maybe a 50-50.
That's big.
It's usually a 50-50 split or a 70-30 at best. However, some streamers are able to get it 70-30, but it's $5 or $6 for a sub now. And Twitch Prime, which is where a lot of people sub, which is if you have Amazon Prime together with it, it's free for the user, but not for the company. So they kind of lose money on that. But the point is, there is no Amazon Prime for Kick, but their incentive was like, hey, look, you get full subscriber revenue. We don't even need that. So you're probably like, how the hell is Kick making money? Well, they weren't making money. So moving forward, then they start to tighten the reins on the speech on Kick and what you're allowed to do on Kick, because they want to stay on the App Store. They want to stay compliant.
Yeah, you want to stay compliant. You don't want to end up spending all that money investing and then they just take your service down.
Understandable, but I knew that was going to happen. And then, of course, there's like certain people that get more favorability, like an Adin Ross, who's damn near a partner. Then they start paying people for exclusive deals, where they're like, hey, we just want you to only stream on Kick to hopefully grow the user base. That phase ends. No more exclusive deals now. Now they need people to multi-stream. So they start getting people to multi-stream, and then they start this KPP thing to incentivize creators that are smaller. So they're like, hey, maybe you got only 80, 100 viewers. You could actually survive on Kick. So they're trying to get a lot of streamers to populate the site and have enough content on there. And I think they've...
And there's a smart direction for them to do that. Just kind of start targeting smaller content creators to make them feel like they actually have a chance to live stream and make a living or some type of respectable living off of it, than to try to run out there and pay the big bucks to all the big guys and girls streamers to get them to go over there. You save a lot more money.
Done a good job internationally, because in the Middle Eastern market, I think even in Japan and even in South America, they've got some big events. There was a fighting event, a boxing event that I was watching on Kick before Adin Ross's event, and that was doing like huge numbers. It's this guy with like a mask on his face, or not even a mask, it's like a Casper the Ghost sheet on his face and sunglasses. So they did that, and then to spread that, they got to advertise that, hey, these people are getting paid this much. But I always said this is going to end, because where is the money coming from? Kick does not make money. It's just spending money. So now it seems to be the case that is dwindling. And XQC even addressed this when Adin Ross spoke about it most recently, and I'm gonna play you guys that clip right now.
Don't got it. If you're not on stake.com, they lower you. I'm sorry. Yo, I ain't gonna lie, bro. That is so bad, bro. That's so bad. That's so bad.
Chat, I actually spoke when he said that the first time. Chat, I actually spoke directly with Eddie, and he told me that this wasn't true. Yo, listen. Maybe he's raging, maybe he's skit. Yo, I went straight to Eddie. Why didn't snitch? I was like, bro. If you guys always KPP, that's dog. Like, don't do that. And he said they didn't do anything. So I don't know.
So here, I don't think the caption, which is Kick Champ, said that Eddie lied. Eddie Craven, who's the owner of Kick, I think he's the owner of Stake and Kick, and
so he lied.
Bijan Tarani, they're business partners. I don't think the guy straight up lied to XQC. I just think he probably didn't know. This guy's he's at least one person removed from the happenings of Kick, because this guy's a
Wait, this the owner? This is the owner. Oh man, he
public figure as well, Eddie. So he's doing a lot of public facing stuff. He's doing a lot of Stake stuff. He's doing a lot of Kick stuff. He's not on top of everything, like how much somebody's getting paid from KPP. Now, if it was a big deal with Stake, you'd probably know. And another really popular streamer that was on Kick was Los Pollos, who I'm going to play his clip right now. And he's talking about his KCIP being a nightmare.
What the f are you talking about? I would legitimately make more. Yo, some of you are just brain dead. What money? Like, what are you talking about? Dude, my KCIP is garbage. Dude said KCIP, you don't even know what that means. You just heard another streamer say that.
So this is already two of the biggest people on the platform, which is Los and Adin Ross. And Adin Ross mentioned this guy Clav that did 2 streams for like 8 hours each and got like $30 in the total amount, while he was averaging anywhere from 4 to 7K viewers, maybe.
Okay, yeah, hell no. That's not enough. That's definitely horrible. It's what it sounds like to me is they had to dial that back. Their incentive was to do that, to get a lot more people over. Especially, I mean, imagine people who saw that and they were making good money from the KCP and they quit their jobs. Next thing you know, now that shit is gone. Dude, how terrifying that is. And you're not on Twitch because you can't get barely being shown if you're a small, streamer. If you're only doing like maybe 10 to 15 on average stream, that's not really enough.
Peaking at 8K viewers, and this is like some new white guy that they brought in to do content with. Well, Cheezer brought him on first, which is Adin Ross's homie, and then through Cheezer he went to Cuff'em, and then through Cuff'em he went to Adin Ross and Sneeko and those guys. So this is coming to a head, and I think this was inevitable. I don't know why Adin Ross. I think this is another attempt by Adin Ross to try to get them to give him the money back, because the way KPP was paying out at its peak, or when he was making a lot of money, he was not going to get paid that much on Twitch. It does not work like that. So I think he just wants to get it back up there, but he's also not going to accept the ridiculously low payment that it is right now. And to that I say, what did he expect? Especially because Adin Ross, of all people, is with a competitor to the actual money-making operation. The actual money-making operation for Kick is the gambling stuff. So when Adin Ross signs with a new company, Rain, you want Kick to subsidize your hourly pay when you're sponsored by a new company that's their direct competitor, and you want them to front page you for your events that are sponsoring a direct competitor to them.
You benefit enough from Kick. I say move on, bro. Move on.
Even I got to look at this, and you guys know how I feel about the whole gambling thing. Like, I'm against all of it. But I'm looking at this, I'm like, come on. You can't tell me Eddie and Bijan or whoever's at Kick are wrong for that. Like, that's like self-cucking. That's monetary cucking if they allow you to do that. And they're like, yeah, dude, we're going to pay you a ton of money to advertise for somebody else. That does not make any sense whatsoever. And
no, I don't.
What Adin was saying in that clip too was that the guy John is the owner, or the guy that's in charge of coordinating between the creators that are sponsored by Rain. He was like, yeah, John said he would pay for my Clippers if I go to Twitch. Because right now, Kick pays for the Clippers for Adin Ross. And this whole... so I was going to circle back to Adin Ross averaging 30 to 50K. I do think you would get over 100K on events, because when you're getting that many views, Twitch is going to put you front-facing. And Adin Ross wants to be able to have his type of humor, which would get him banned rather quick. I don't think he would be able to restrain himself after having freedom for so long on Kick.
I think he can. I think that Adin has evolved a little bit and matured and kind of like censor a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? I think that we can't do that to him. I think he is definitely capable, especially when it comes to being a little bit more responsible, earning extra income, and sustaining good income. You know what I'm saying? Coming in, I think he can do that.
And I think that fear and the inability to collaborate with other people that he likes on Twitch is what keeps him away from Twitch.
Now that is true. That is true. He likes to collaborate with wild folks that are spontaneous. That is true.
More than the money. I don't really think the guy makes many decisions for money. Like, brand risk is not a money-making operation. He's probably breaking even or losing money on nearly every event. But this is the game with Kick. I'm impressed that they've been able to survive this long. I do wish them success, Kick as a platform. But like I said, I still don't see a way that this is sustainable more than just being a place that loses money. And people can also say like, hey, Twitch just loses money too, considering that they haven't been profitable, I don't know if ever. And Amazon just bought it and they're like, hey, we're just going to keep leaking money through this thing and just use it as a write-off, which that term gets misinterpreted a lot. So perhaps that's what Kick is trying to do. But at least with Twitch, they have the advantage of advertisers, and streamers have a competitive rate that is predictable. Like, the money that comes in from Twitch is predictable as opposed to KCIP, KPP, which is a little bit all over the place.
And it's going to fluctuate because it's not a guaranteed sustainable type of system to pay out their content creators, their streamers, right? It's just not sustainable in that type of rates. Like, they gotta have more other ways. Maybe if Kick was to generate ads, then maybe it'd be different. And I think that that's the next thing that they'll have to do is to start bringing in ads to that platform other than just gambling. Anyways, what do you guys think? Comment down below, and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. By the way, this is a new channel. You guys know who I am, who've now clicked on it and seen other my videos as far as on other channels. If you don't know, my name is KJ. I've posted on my main channel, which is mostly pop culture stuff now. Well, actually was some pop culture stuff. I just decided to concise down to basketball, NBA stuff, possibly even 2K. And I started off doing music reactions and gaming and stuff like that on there. But now I just kind of organize it on different content as far as on my other channels, just to make it easy. But anyways, see y'all in the next one. This is, we're officially the home for stuff for content creators, pop culture and stuff on this channel. Anyways, see you on the next one. Peace.